Hi, I'm Jan. I'm 21 and I'm going to retire by 30. And you can too. No matter what age, what experience, what education, what background, it's possible. See, I don't come from money, don't have a get rich quick scheme, and I most definitely don't have the magic pixie dust. But I know we can do it. The question is, how do you get started? What do we do? Retirement. It's something we all want. In my definition, retirement is financial freedom. It means that when I retire, I'm going to be able to spend the rest of my days doing nothing, if I so choose. I probably won't because I have no life. But I have a special number, a magic number. This number is different for you and me, but for me, it's $5,000. I will need $5,000 each and every month for me to live my life, pay off my bills, and just enjoy without having to think about work. The question is, how do you get there? And if you're starting this journey off young, then you're already ahead of the game. Congrats. But if you're older, it may be a little bit harder for you to start. Because we have this thing called debt, right? And if you're young and you have debt, then I apologize. But student loans, or credit cards that we did not understand, or anything else that may just put you in the negative, like buying a candy bar from the kids down the street and then they send you an invoice for $2 with like Crayola. And anyway, my point is, it's possible for everyone, and all you really have to do is figure out what that magic number is and do a little bit of math. Just bear with me. If I personally need $60,000 a year and I want to retire with $5,000 a month, then I just need something that brings in $5,000 a month. Yes, basics, right? Not even getting to math yet. This is just, duh, I'm stupid, right? But how do I do that without working? A few words. Multiple income streams, investments, passive income. Wow, those are big words for James.
That's a big word for Elmo.
I have talked about multiple income streams before and how I'm going to have multiple of them. But let's just go over how you're able to have multiple passive income streams, which if you are in the world of investing, you've already heard this, and turn it into retirement. Well, there's the classic ones, right? Investments, stocks, dividends. And we're not going to cover much on that, but yes, you could invest a very large amount into stocks that will eventually bring you enough dividends that you could live off of. That's one way. I'm not going to go into detail on that because there's so many videos on it, and I might go on to one later that's specialized for those who are younger, Gen Z, teenagers who want to start now. But for now, yes, I am doing dividends. No, I'm not going to go into detail about it. Also, social media, YouTube, right? This channel, something that I just started, but eventually could be a massive passive income stream for me. Or other social media, people who do things like SoundCloud or TikTok ads or Instagram posts. Those eventually can make you passive income. But that is also something we're not going to go into massive detail about, because yes, you could invest and spend a long time doing content creation to make sure that you are eventually able to make enough to sustain each and every month and retire. But the thing about social media is that you never really retire. You're constantly making content because eventually you will fall off the bandwagon. And if you do, then your retirement income kind of stops, especially if you do not invest it properly. So we're going to talk about something that's a little bit more stable. Something that if you are in the realm of investing, you're already looking around, you've already seen this, real estate. Because I'm going to be buying 4 to 5 properties. By the time I'm 30, I plan on paying them all off. But how do I do that? Well, I save every single penny, right? I spend basically nothing. In a month, I make around $3,000, give or take, sometimes a little bit more because I do have variable income with Twitch and other things that I do. But out of that $3,000, I spend about $600 to $700 on my car, because I did just recently buy a car, and with my car payments and insurance and the gas, because like I said, gas prices are terrible, even though I have a hybrid, it cost me about $700 a month. Okay. And then my other bills, I keep about $300. I make sure that all of my subscriptions, my utilities, all the other bills are just about $200-ish. I have a video on that. I don't remember off the top of my head. Also, don't mind the pimple patch. I should stop touching it. Anyway, I make sure my income stays under 200. I do everything that I can do to save. I still live with my parents. I pay some of their utilities as compensation, and I keep my subscriptions to an absolute minimum. I share Netflix with someone else while they share my Disney Plus. Like, there's a lot of things that I do to cut down on costs. And the remaining 100 is used for things like I'll eat out like once a month, and groceries. Outside of that, I don't really spend much. So if you do the math, $700 to my car, $300 to that, I spend about $1,000 a month overall. And sometimes I will save more towards, like, maybe my friends are coming to visit, maybe I want to go somewhere, maybe I want to buy some new equipment or something for stream, though normally I have something separate for that. Then I will save it separately. But other than that, out of that $3,000, $1,000's gone. The remaining $2,000 goes straight to saving. And now, okay, let's talk about your income, right? I'm not saying you make $3,000 a month. It took me a while to get where I am. I used to make nothing. Zero. Remember, I don't have my bachelor's. But the point is that you save the majority of your income. 1/3 of my income is my bills, 2/3 is savings. 2/3 is what I'm going to be using to invest into the properties that are eventually going to be my retirement. If I did not save, if I did not take that and put it aside now, I'm never going to be able to get there later on. And the great thing about being young, great thing about being in Gen Z, being 21, is that I am ahead of the curve. There are people in their 40s and their 50s, and if this is you, I'm not saying it's late, I'm just saying that people have an advantage that do not have anything for retirement, that started out with student loans, did not care about student loans because everyone has them, and did not realize how hard it would be to survive in the real world. Start now. Make sure you have a clean slate. No debt. Do not do that to yourself. If possible, go to community first. Transfer out and go to a 4-year then, and go to the one that gives you the most money. Do not care about the name. Go to the one that will give you the degree that will get you into the field that you want. I'm not saying go to a dead-end job that you hate for the rest of your life. But go to the field that you want that will also be able to sustain the lifestyle that you want, because you cannot want to live lavishly and then go into something where the 1% earner makes less than the 1% of people working at McDonald's. At that point, you might as well get a side job at McDonald's, which is not a bad idea. I work 2 jobs. You might as well. And once you do have that job with no debt, stay with your parents as long as you can. And if your parents are not the best, I remember I'm a middle child, try and share with friends, with other family you don't hate, and start and have a roommate. Try to split as much as you can of your costs to be a cheapskate, basically. Because you save now, and yes, people are going to say that you're wasting your 20s. People are going to say that you have literally nothing going for you because they don't see the fancy bags and the pretty drinks and all the nice things that all of your other friends have, despite having like $300,000 in student loans. But in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years, however long it takes you to save up to your magic number, you're going to have way more than they will, and you're not going to need to work for it. This was a general overview. I will be talking about my exact real estate plan and investment strategy, as well as dividends and how you can live off of those, as well as social media and content, because I'm getting there. Barely, but I'm getting there. And I want to make sure that you get there too, because it's possible. And if you don't start now, well, the only person that you're harming It's yourself. And if you have no idea where to start on trying to work more or have different streams of income and side incomes, well, you could start an Etsy, you could become a ghostwriter, you could tutor kids, you could freelance edit, you can freelance design, you could build websites, you could become a virtual personal assistant, make music for people's content like the SoundCloud, start a moving company, start a painting company, start walking dogs, be a personal trainer, sell your SAT and class notes, and so much more. If you don't know where to start and you personally want to know more about what you can do, reach out. I'll help as much as I can. But you can retire in 10 years. You just gotta start a clean slate, save as much as you can, find that magic number, and start the steps to go towards it. But remember, I am not a professional. I'm just a middle child.